This is Happy Monkey.
This is Happy Monkey.
Happy Monkey.
This is Happy Monkey.
Hello, no one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
Happy Monkey! Good morning, happy wake and bake. I just slept for 12 hours. I'm about to roll a blunt, smoke it, and probably take another nap. Have a good day, everybody.
Today, everybody, on the boulevard, we got real hemp aficionado, a local hero at this point, because he got some issues going on with the local NYPD, and they are looking very wrong in this life out here in these streets. Very special guest, everybody. His name goes by John Green Angel CBD, everybody. Please give him a welcome round of applause.
Thank you so much for coming, brother. Honor and a pleasure to have you here with us.
Thanks for having me, guys.
We always got all the legends here on the boulevard. So why don't you tell the people out there in Happy Monkey world, John, a little bit about yourself and the role you play in this magical industry called cannabis.
Sure.
Absolutely.
So my name is John. I own Green Angel CBD. You can actually find me on Instagram, Green Angel CBD. I'll be the little green angel with a bottle of CBD in his hand. Just add us there.
Nice.
Been in business for about 6 years now. I'm not new to the CBD industry. If you guys want to know what happened to me,
So we're going to get into all that. Just tell them more about what you've done and what you're
Sure. So I own a few companies, and what I specialize in is I get people off of opioids using natural medicine. I have an herb that I've been studying for 6 years too. It's called Kratom. I own another company called Red Devil Kratom. And what it does is it actually gets people off of opioids. Number one reason why people don't come off the opioids is the withdrawal symptoms, right? The withdrawal symptoms are horrible coming off of heroin or Oxy or Roxy or any of that other shit that's out there. So with Kratom, it'll knock back about 80% of your withdrawal symptoms, right? So the person who's actually trying to get off the drugs is able to get off the drugs in an easier way. That's the number one reason why people don't come off of drugs.
Absolutely. The withdrawal, right?
Yeah, but the withdrawal symptoms are horrible. You want to kill yourself. Also, what I do is I'm a licensed recovery coach, which is a drug counselor. I'm licensed by the state, and that's how I got into this business. I went to school I used to own nightclubs a long time ago, and then one day I woke up and I said, what the fuck am I doing here? And I went back to school, and I went to recovery coach classes. And one of the classes, they had like a 2-minute thing. If your client wants natural medicine for them, find it. And something stuck in my head and told me, what kind of natural medicine could help someone get off of drugs or help someone with drug problems? Mm-hmm. So I started studying. And I'm one of these guys that obsess over shit. I'll sit at night and I'll be studying and looking until I try to find what I have. And I found this Kratom and I found the CBD. And I was a little broke at that time, so I bought $80 worth of the Kratom and $80 worth of the CBD. And I opened up a Facebook group, and I gave it all out for free. And I told these people, I'll give it to you for free as long as you give me a testimony.
Nice.
So I passed the shit out, and I got these beautiful testimonies. You got my son off of heroin. You got my son off of painkillers. You got me off the painkillers. You saved my life.
That's amazing in this era that we live in, the biggest opioid epidemic in history, for you to be doing something like, humanitarian like that, trying to find a way to, reverse that, because it's a little out of control,
It's wild.
Meanwhile, they're worried about cannabis and...
And there's bigger things out there than cannabis. There's
we talk about this all the time. Like, if you got love, you gotta have love for this. This can't be for the money. So the fact that you just already started off like, let me just give this out and see what happens, type of shit.
It was another tool in my arsenal of helping people. And so I gave out $80 for free. And I just said, please give me the testimony. I want to do studying on this. And I got these beautiful testimonies, and I did it again, and I bought $80 worth again. and I gave it out for free, but this time I sold a tiny bit just to make my money back. And again, beautiful testimonies, and I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? How come I never heard of this before? This is like the key to kill addiction.
Right.
And explain a little bit about exactly what it is and what are the components of it.
Sure. So it's pretty simple. It's simpler than people think. It's a leaf that comes from Southeast Indonesia, right? They take that leaf, they dry it, and then they grind it up into a powder. People get off opioids. They take like a spoonful, they mix it up in a little warm water, they drink it, and boom, the withdrawal symptoms are done. It's a leaf. It's just like cannabis.
And this is completely legal.
100% legal. 100%
It's
legal.
crazy how the life works. And now we're gonna get into
that.
Now we're gonna get into the other things that's going on. This man here is over here trying to find a way to do better things for humanity, to reverse the horrible things that the pharmaceutical company has done, and all these opioid situations going on. And here he goes, gets caught up in a crazy situation when all he's trying to do is better the people, So explain to us what's going on. You know what I mean? There's all these news articles going on out there. This guy allegedly got caught with 100 pounds of cannabis.
Yeah.
Come to find out, it was 100% legal hemp.
Yeah. So I'm the guy with the hemp bust that got my shipment seized.
The hemp bust. So tell people straight up from the beginning that's never even heard of you and don't know what's going on. They're living under a rock.
So the NYPD seized. They went on TV and they posted this retarded picture of a bunch of cops standing around 106 pounds of what they thought was marijuana, but actuality was my hemp. 2 days before this whole insanity happened, I had to go into emergency surgery. I almost died. So they rushed me into the hospital, had to cut me open. And I was in the hospital bed, and I'm still working from the hospital bed, making phone calls, ordering hemp. And I called my farm, and I told them, listen, get me some hemp ready and ship it down to me. They said, well, you're still in the hospital. I said, I got to work. I can't sit in this fucking hospital. 2 days later, they shipped the hemp, right? FedEx picks up the package.
Where they shipped the hemp from?
From Vermont.
All right, that's what you.
Yeah, that's what one of the farms we have. Yeah, is over there.
All right, so before you shipped it, what did you do? Did you go to FedEx? How did you ship it? Like, did you show them paperwork?
Sure. So the farm, it's not the first time you use FedEx. The farm actually brought it to FedEx, or FedEx picked it up from the farm. At that point, FedEx, I don't know, had a hard-on or something, or the driver wanted to be a drug enforcement agency one day, and he brought it to the Vermont PD, Vermont Police Department. FedEx said, we have suspicion this is narcotics in here.
He thought he was going to be a hero.
Yeah, he wanted to be a agent. Yeah. He probably wanted to be a cop one day, but never passed the psych eval.
You know, we know how that goes.
There's always somebody.
Yeah. So he brought it to Vermont PD. Vermont PD opened up the boxes, told FedEx, listen, this is legal. We're not touching it. They've seen all our paperwork, right? They did their real cop work. They called up the Department of Agriculture. They called the farm. They Googled me. They told FedEx, listen, this is legal. What do you want from us? We're not seizing it. Told FedEx either deliver it back to the farm, leave it here, or bring it to the receiver, which was me. I guess FedEx didn't like that answer, and when it got to Brooklyn, where I live.
Oh, so they sent it. So they sent it anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
But here's the thing: they sent it. They didn't send it to me. They sent it to the NYPD. They didn't like the answer the Vermont PD gave them.
Oh.
So they were on a mission.
Yeah, they were on a mission.
Okay. So
they're on a mission.
NYPD instead of sending it to the Brooklyn
Yeah.
address.
So what happens is when the 75th precinct, I believe, receives it.
75th precinct picks it up. 75th precinct picks it up. I'm looking on my phone. I'm still recovering. I got out the hospital already. I'm in Long Island, staying at my other brother's house because I couldn't take care of myself because I was all fucked up from the surgery. So I call up the 75th precinct. I said, "How you doing, sir?" I said, "I understand you have my shipment." The cop goes, "Oh, what's in the shipment?" I said, "Listen, it's industry hemp. It's legal." I said, "Feel free to open it up. All our paperwork are in the boxes." It was 9 boxes, 106 pounds of hemp. The cop told me, "Listen, do you have the phone number of the farm?" I said, "Yeah, of course I have the phone number of the farm." "Can you give it to me?" I said, "No problem." Calls the farm up. The farm emails him more paperwork on top of my paperwork that was in the boxes. Cop calls me back. He's like, "We're doing an investigation. After we check out your paperwork, we're going to call you up and you can come pick it up if everything's clear." I said, "Great. Take your time, officer." I was very respectful with the guy. You know, I have friends that are cops. I have friends that are retired cops. I don't hate cops. I'm very respectful with them. And calls me back an hour later, and he goes, "Sir, we checked your paperwork. Everything's clear. You can come pick it up." I told him, "Great." I said, "Thank you so much. Sorry for the inconvenience. I know the laws are changing. He goes to me, can you come? I said, sir, I just got out of emergency surgery. I can't pick up nothing. I had 3 huge holes in my stomach. I said, but I'm going to send my brother. He was adamant about trying to get me to come in. And I said, sir, I can't come in. If you don't understand, I'm still bleeding from my stomach.
I'm incapacitated. Okay.
He was definitely trying to get me to come in. I said, I'm going to send my brother in. My brother goes to the precinct. And then all of a sudden, he's texting me. He's like, John, I think I'm getting arrested. I said, no, you're not. I said, stop fucking around with me. I said, the guy cleared it. And then he's like, they have me in the questioning room. I said, no, they don't. I said, you're fucking with me. He goes to me, no. And then I said, I go, should I call some of my cop friends up? He goes to me, no, wait. 2 minutes later, he's like, they're putting handcuffs on me. I said, are you fucking kidding me? So I called the precinct up right away, and I tried to find out what was going on. And they wouldn't answer my phone call. They wouldn't give me information. They wouldn't do anything, right? I ended up getting through to the cop, and I told the officer, what the fuck's going on? Why are you doing this for? I said, you're making a big mistake. He said, well, it tested positive for THC. I said, you can take any bottle of CBD off the shelf, and it's going to test positive for THC.
0.3.
Yeah. Everything's going to test positive. Even CBD with no THC will test positive for THC because there's always a trace of THC in any CBD.
Yeah, and the drug tests don't.
Oh, a field test. They're from 1960s.
Exactly, so they're not looking for specifics.
No,
It's just looking for THC or any narcotic.
So what happens to your brother now?
My brother gets... First, I speak to the cop, right? I told him, you're making a big mistake. I go to him, listen, I'm in a lot of news. I just want you to know this. I said, you're making a big mistake. He's like, whatever. I said, what about my documents? He goes, I don't care about documents. I said, again, you're making a big mistake. And he hangs up the phone on me. And I was like, this motherfucker. You know, and my brother gets put through the system, does 35 hours in central booking. The officer forgot to turn in our paperwork to the judge. My paperwork disappeared. Legal documents from Washington, D.C., legal documents from the Department of Agriculture. All of a sudden, did a fucking Houdini. Gone.
Crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah. Next day, my brother gets released ROR. Who the fuck gets released for 106 pounds of ROR from marijuana?
A weak case which has no substance or relevance. That's what.
Yeah.
So at what point, like, when was this? At like dates, as far as dates.
So it happened November 2nd, November 3rd. He was let out of central booking. It just blew. So here's the funny thing. The next day, my boy calls me up and he goes to me, listen, I think your shipment's on TV. I said, what the fuck you talking about? He goes to me, yeah, your shipment's on TV. I said, no, it's not. So right away, I went to the 75th Precinct's Facebook page. And I opened up, I see these guys smiling with my hemp in their hands. And they're saying, with precision police work and relentless follow-up, Officer Greenwich and Jungshaw were able to seize 106 pounds of marijuana off the streets of New York.
Yeah.
At that point, I said, I'm not having this shit. You know, I went right to Instagram, right to there, and I started making my phone calls to the news. And I posted on Instagram, this is our shipment. All our papers were there. We are not criminals. You know, and I left it at that. And then this whole thing blown up. The next day, the news comes. And I'm like, holy shit, I can't believe this is going on right now. It was like a fucking movie.
So the news showed up to your house?
News showed up to the first news, which was great, was Channel 12 Brooklyn News. We actually went right to the precinct, right in front of the precinct. And we did a news interview in front of the precinct.
Crazy.
Yeah. It's just insane. Crazy. It's insane.
So the media is on your side a little bit, you would say?
Thank God. We have tons of media. If you just go online and you just Google NYPD hemp bust, there's hundreds.
It's just that they have to be on your side. You're complying with the law. You know what I mean? It's just seems like they just wanted to make you a scapegoat for no reason.
Well, they wanted to fuck with somebody. This is my belief, right? I believe the cop seen the shipment. He wanted that overtime, right? He wanted to look like a hero. He told me come in before 7. He had the day shift, right? That goes up to 7, right? He wanted me to go up to 7 because this way he can get overtime to keep doing the paperwork. Motherfucker.
Crazy.
Motherfucker. 2 days later, I'm turning on the TV, and 2 days later, there's tons of press in front of my house, and they're like, John, I just want you to know the chief of police just said you had no paperwork. That's why they seized it. I said, bullshit, I had no paperwork. Thank God Fox 5 was in front of my crib. I told Fox 5, hold on 1 second, let me show you some proof. Thank God the Vermont PD gave us a statement stating paperwork was in each box, right? We have emails going back and forth with the cop to the farm showing there was more paperwork. I gave it right to Fox 5. The minute the commissioner went on TV, with Chief went on TV, I said, here's the evidence, push it on TV. And after that, the police shut their mouth because we showed them they're lying. So where'd our paperwork go? Did FedEx take it? Did NYPD take it, even though we still sent them more paperwork? The whole thing stinks. It's garbage.
So as of right now, it's just an open case, and they just like...
Yeah, they charged my brother with 6 felony counts, possession of marijuana. One of the counts they charged him with was knowingly and willingly trafficking marijuana.
That's crazy.
They try to do us dirty.
The hypocrisy of the democracy.
Well, they doing it right now.
They're doing it right now.
So far.
So far, yeah.
So on a more positive note, John, tell us about how you got into the cannabis industry and the CBD industry and the hemp industry specifically.
So, like I said before,
People could see the true intentions of what you had with this hemp more than what propaganda here.
So, like I said, I used to own nightclubs a long time ago. I shut down the nightclubs, and I woke up one day, I had a spiritual awakening, and I said, what the fuck am I doing in these nightclubs? I'm just selling alcohol and hurting more people. And I went to drug counseling school. I went to recovery coach school, a drug counselor. And like I said before, they had this one thing. Anybody that wants natural medicine, find it for them. And that's where I found CBD in the kratom. And that's how I got into the business, you know. I wanted to help people, and I wanted different weapons to help people with. Naturally, that's not going to hurt them. You know, so I seen miracles. I seen people with cancer their counts are dropping. Their cancer cells are dropping.
So you've helped cancer patients with CBD and hemp in the past?
Absolutely. You can actually Google Green Angel CBD, and you'll see the Google store, the Google Maps, and you'll see we have hundreds of reviews of people that are actually really sick, and they're praising me from helping them. You know, it's an amazing thing, the cannabis.
So it's crazy that no good deed goes unpunished. Here we have John trying to cure the community, trying to cure humanity with kratom and CBD and other natural products, and he becomes a scapegoat for propaganda.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
It is fucked up. This is a man who, from what I see, is trying to do right. You're holding up, they're holding up your business because this is how you live, right?
Yep.
So right now you basically you got everything on hold. Everything is on freeze. They got your brother. Your brother right now is looking like a criminal.
Yeah, we're all looking like. I'm a drug counselor. Remember that. So I'm a licensed drug counselor. They're charging us, my company, with 6 felony drug counts. So how does that look on me?
Yeah, horrible.
That's crazy.
FedEx puts out some stupid ass statement. We do not support illegal products shipped with our services.
Meanwhile, hemp is completely illegal under the agriculture law and
federally and state.
Federally and state legal.
New York got the best hemp laws. New York lets you have up to 1% THC. As long as the Delta 9s are under 0.3, you're kosher, right? You're all good. It's insane.
Huh.
So we always ask everybody that comes on here, John, want to know your experience. How was it the first time you consumed cannabis?
First time you got high. You're a New Yorker, so it must be interesting.
Yeah. So I'm 41 years old. I'm a little older. I don't know about you, Vlad. You look a little older than me.
Man, only 36, man.
Busting the chops.
You good, man.
First time I smoked weed, I was, I think, 12 years old. It was a New Year's party. I used to hang out with guys a lot older than me. And I hung out with my friends' cousins. It was a New Year's party. We were ready. I was wild growing up. I was out of my fucking mind.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember we had a little pot. The older guys were smoking the pot, and they left it in the ashtray. Me and my boys were scheming on it. We were like, all right. Should we try it? And that's the first time I smoked pot. I was 12 years old, 1988.
So tell me, man, walk us through that, man. Was it a joint, a blunt?
It was a blunt. It was a blunt. We were already drinking at that time. We're already kids drinking on the street.
I imagine it must have been like some
Hawaiian Gold or some shit.
Hawaiian Gold.
Yeah. So I remember that, and I was completely. I think the first time I wasn't too. It did something to me, but I don't remember. Because I guess the first time you smoke pot, you really you don't understand it pretty much. That's the whole thing. You don't understand what you're doing. But I was a real pothead growing up.
So at what age did you become, as we say, a frequent flyer, getting high all the time,
At the age
John?
of 12. At the age of 12. We were skipping school. Like I'm saying, I was wild growing up. My life was really wild.
New York was wild.
New York was wild.
1988.
What was the strain at the time? Like, what was like?
So we used to get the chocolate. We used to go to the Jamaican boom spots. We used to have these health food stores back in the day. You used to go on Flatbush Avenue. They don't have it there no more. You used to walk in.
New York.
Yeah, you get these nickel bags of chocolate. right? Or these nickel bags or the skunk.
These dreads,
these dreads were off the hook.
Yes.
They loved me. They said, "White boy, what you doing here, white boy?" They used to hook me up big time. And I used to go to Midwood High School, and I usually used to get the teachers high in high school. I used to fuck the teachers up.
That's funny as hell.
Yeah.
Old New York for you. Everybody
Yeah.
got them city for you, for real.
What were you rolling in back then? Was it joints, paper,
It
blunts?
was blunts. It was
What, Phillies?
Phillies were big back in the day. It was the Dutch Master.
Dutch Master.
We didn't really fuck with the backwoods. We used to get the Fontos from Jamaican spots.
That wasn't a thing.
No,
back
it wasn't
then.
a thing back then.
No.
But we used to get for $5. You get like 3 fat blunts. Like it was. Those were the golden days. But the weed today is a whole different ball game. What the weed was back then.
Yeah.
The weed today fucking puts me in a coma. I can't. If I smoke weed right now, I won't be able to talk to you guys. I'll be standing like this.
There's definitely the THC count got way higher.
Yeah, now they got some fly shit that, they call it some exotic weed from a beach in an island somewhere that you never heard of or something like that.
Here's the funny thing. So the district attorney puts out a statement about yesterday or last week, and I showed Raymond it, right? The statement he put out was there's no legal limit of THC allowed in New York, and we're going to destroy this guy's shipment. And I'm like in disbelief with the comment this guy made. Like I read it off one of these articles, and I'm in disbelief. Like I'm saying, what about the federal farm bill? That states are allowed. Well, I thought marijuana was decriminalized.
And it's messed up because you know what I mean, there's other people out there that are trying to do positive things like you, heal people in a legal correct manner, and that makes people like it's reversing all the progress that we've made up to this point in New York as far as like accepting CBD, accepting hemp, and the way that cannabis is looked at. People see things like that and it scares a lot of people off from taking the leap and getting involved.
Of course, I think a lot of people listen. A lot of farmers cut me off. I have a lot of suppliers that cut me off because of this, because they're scared they're gonna get targeted for shipping me shit. Mm-hmm. And then I have a lot of people that are really sick that are scared to deal with me. Like these people have cancer; they don't need this shit in their life. They don't need someone knocking on the door and saying this is their shipment. So it really hurt me, the situation. Not only it hurt me, I'm in already like $35,000-$40,000. I'm ready out of my pockets right now. So it's and they got us as criminals, like you guys said. We still got to walk around with this shit over our heads. We got people looking at us like, oh, are these guys really drug dealers? Are they not drug dealers? Are they selling pot or not selling pot? I thought this guy was a drug counselor. Now he's transporting marijuana throughout state.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy what propaganda can do, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, good things happen to good people. And, you were completely abiding by the law. And I'm sure everything's going to work out in your favor because, first and foremost, you had great intentions, was to cure people and heal people. You were compliant with the law. So it's just like, I think it's going to, at the end, it's probably going to end up being a good example for people to see that, you can't try to demonize somebody that's doing everything with good intention and by the book.
Hey, listen, this happened again yesterday in Texas. Somebody in Texas got jammed up with 300 pounds, right? The cops stopped the van. They locked up 2 people. They have $140,000 bail, which is $14,000 cash you got to get out each one. It's happening everywhere. And people are trying to make money and help people. And these people are stopping us from helping people. Listen, there's a big picture to all of this, right? So there's a lot of stuff that happened to me I think you guys know, and you probably read the few articles that I sent you, where I got my credit card processor shut down. My social media was taken down. All kinds of like really bad shit. I got put on a blacklist for credit card processors for selling natural medicine to getting people off of drugs.
Yeah.
So the picture is a lot bigger than most people are actually looking at, right? We have the pharmaceutical companies that want to get you sick and want to get you on these pills and want to get you on the Roxys, right? And if somebody like me comes along and I say, listen, for $50, I'll get you off of heroin, or I'll get you off the Roxy, or I'll get you off the Suboxone. They don't like that. They hate that shit because I'm taking money out their pocket. To get someone off of drugs, a year amounts of money to get somebody off of drugs is about $500,000, right? That's with the medicine. That's with the detox. That's with the aftercare. That's with the rehab, right? It's a lot of money when somebody comes along and says, listen, God forbid, Vlad, you want heroin. I said, Vlad, $50, you sit down with me for 20 minutes. Tomorrow morning, I'll have you up working again.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
But it's like I said, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, you had good intentions, all these testimonials of people you helped and your track record for all the things you've done for the community will speak for themselves,
Yeah.
you know?
Thank you,
Absolutely. And we're living in a generation of internet, brother. So everything that you already put out there, all the legal documents, everything is already out there. They can't stop that.
No, it's already out,
know,
black and white, what they
so-
were doing. It's just really, this shook up the whole cannabis community. This whole thing, people in the CBD business are shook. They're shook, and hopefully I can. I'm hoping that it won't happen again, but I know it's still gonna happen again. It's how they can shake our community up, right?
Well,
what are these guys doing?
Well, hopefully, like we were talking about a little bit earlier, off air. If they do the right thing, it'll be a very good thing on their behalf, because it'll show, how compassionate they can be towards the community. You know what I mean? Especially that they were wrong. It's not marijuana, it's hemp. It's not a big deal, like you said. If they apologize, give you your work back so you can get back to work or whatever the case may be, but let bygones be bygones. Whatever, we can live. But they're not even trying to do that. But hopefully, they do the right thing and they let you live.
We hope so. Yeah, right. They're doing they're making it worse. They're making themselves look really bad. It doesn't even make fucking sense to me.
But
we did the right thing. Excuse me. We had the right paperwork. How come why don't they go after the person that hid our paperwork? The arresting officer did some shady shit. This is what we think, right? I can't say he did because we're on air right now, and if I say that, they'll sue me. So I think,
you maybe. I don't know. You don't know. We don't know.
We have faith in the process, and whatever happens is gonna come to the light. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it's like I said. You know what I mean? If you were just some random person, but your reputation precedes you.
No.
And I don't think they chose the right person if they were trying to get any kind of propaganda, because you have a track record of doing good for the community and doing positive things with these different herbs and medications legally. So it's gonna be hard to negate that.
You never know what they can do.
You never know, but you gotta. It's better to be optimistic and be wrong than be pessimistic and be right.
Listen, I wasn't always this kind of person. I've been through my days back in the day. I've been through the ups and downs in life. It took me a while to get to where I was. If you would have known me 12, 15 years ago, you'd be like, this guy's out of his fucking mind. Keep him out of here quick, But it took time to clean up my act, and I learned from my mistakes, and I'm able to take my mistakes that I learned from and then use them to help other people,
So give us an example of like some of the best examples or testimonials that you have that this CBD or hemp has helped somebody in the past.
So if you go on my Google My Business page, it's called Google Maps, and just Google Green Angel CBD. There's people who has autism. People actually, Alzheimer's and cancer is amazing. This one lady, she went through, she had cancer, and she was buying my pure CBD paste. I gave you some of my paste, the stuff that comes from Amsterdam.
Yes.
She was taking that every day, 2 to 3 times a day, right? Her cancer cells went down. Like, she can't believe it. She's like, I don't understand what's going on here. You can go there and look at the testimony she left me. And there's a few different testimonies, like people with dementia.
Yeah, and you can't make up that you got lower cancer cells.
Yeah, no, it's medically proven.
You can't just wake up and tell people, yo, my cancer cells just no. You got to go to the doctor. Has to tell you that.
Exactly. And the doctor's amazed. The doctor's like, what the fuck is going on? I had another person. She had bone cancer, and her daughter actually bought her my CBD for pain. She used it every day, 2 to 3 times a day, as needed, right? As it's supposed to be taken. One day she was in so much fucking pain, right? She had to go to the hospital. The hospital did another scan on her, and they told her 30% of your cancer is gone. What the fuck are you doing?
And what was it? What was the regimen that you gave this person?
She bought our water soluble CBD, which is we have a patent formula. We have a lab in Amsterdam. We have this. It's 100% absorption rate, right? Most CBD is about 5 to 10% or 7% absorption rate because it's an oil base. With this one, because the patent formula, we're able to take any CBD, any kind of oil, and turn it water soluble, right? So that means it's 100% absorption rate, which your body absorbs 100%. She took that, and she was taking it about 3 times a day, and she was taking that every day for 3 months. It's amazing.
That was the results.
That was the results, yeah. And that's only a little bit of my stories. I have people with the kratom.
That's why. Tell me some of the pinnacles, like some of the biggest examples of what these things have done to change people's lives. That's what I want to know.
Sure. So we had a guy who came by to see me. He heard about me, read about me on the news, and he said, "I want to see you. I have a really bad heroin problem." It was a 20-year heroin problem. His family brought him down with him, right? He couldn't talk because he was all fucked up. His mom brought him down, sat him down with me outside my house in Brooklyn. I have benches in front of my house. We gave him the kratom, spoke to his mom, spoke to him. 2 days later, his mom calls me up. He's like, he's up and he's cleaning his room. He goes, he hasn't cleaned his room in 20 years.
Wow.
2 days later, it's like he's out looking for a job. The lady, it's like, I want to kiss you right now through the phone.
What?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And this is just an example of that's why I feel confident that everything's gonna work out for you, because karma's real, and all these positive things you've done and changes you've made in people's lives in a positive way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? This is when it shows, when you're going through these little trials and tribulations,
Yeah, well, thank God. Let's see what happens. I think they're gonna try to drain my money. I think they're gonna drag this case out and see how much money we can take, how much money they can get from me from legal fees. Or I could be wrong. Or they could call me up and say, listen, we're sorry, and come pick up your shit.
Right, that's it.
I'm positive that it's going to work out in a positive
Thank
way,
you.
because at the end of the day, the truth will set you free, and you're not doing anything wrong. You don't have any bad intentions. You aren't hiding, so there is no merit behind any of it. So at the end of the day, everything will come to the light. I'm sure you'll be taken care of, and all this stuff will be water under the bridge, and you continue back to curing people and helping people out through these trials and tribulations they're going through, from cancer to opiate addiction,
Yeah, thank God.
Some really good things you're doing for humanity, you know what I mean? So it's crazy that they're trying to stop somebody like you from helping people get through these things.
Well, I think that's one of the reasons why they're stopping me. Because I do help a lot of people, and I do get people off of drugs. Like I said, this is not the first problem I had. I had other problems before also. I had problems with my credit card processor. I had problems with my social media getting taken down. 10,000 followers wiped out one day. I woke up, they did an attack on me. Either Google or whoever. YouTube videos, over 1,000 YouTube videos, all gone. They said we broke whatever the fuck it is. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So they hit you. They
They don't like me.
They hit you all ways.
They don't like me.
Well, that's how it is. Usually when somebody's trying to create change and do positive things and people can understand it, usually get demonized. But what usually happens in the future, then people will really understand what you were doing and what you've been trying to do this whole time. And at the end of the day, the majority of society is gonna stand up and go for what's right.
Yeah. Well, I hope so. I hope so, Vlad.
Of course.
Let's see what happens with this case. We're planning our civil rights were broken from this. Our civil rights were broken. So we're seeking attorneys right now, and I'm just hoping we didn't have to go this way. I was hoping they'd be like, you know what, sir, we made a mistake. Here's your shit. We'll punish the people who hid your paperwork and have a good day. But it just went completely opposite of what the way it should have went,
So how does right now, how does the regular person who follows you on Instagram, how can they support you? Like, what do you need from them? Like, if they can't give you money, if they can't give you money, how can they support you?
Sure. So we have an actual change.org. It's a petition, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what they're all got to do is sign it and share it. It's pretty easy. Just go on my my Facebook page. It's Green Angel CBD in NYC. You go there and you just sign the petition and share it. Put it in places. It's very simple. Very simple to do. It takes 2 minutes to do. You sign the petition. I don't know what petitions really do, especially when it comes to the NYPD, but anything will help.
No, it definitely helps, because like I said, you can't deny when all these people that you have these testimonials of, and their friends and family all sign this thing up. It makes a big difference, because people would not be going to bat for somebody that they wouldn't think is an upstanding citizen. So I think that will help a lot.
Yeah, you can go on my Facebook page as Green Angel CBD. And in NYC, you'll see the Green Angel, and just scroll down, there'll be a petition there. It'll be at change.org. So if you can sign that and share that, that'll be great, you know.
There you go. There you go, everybody. Please show support to the CBD movement in general, because this is just, you know, we're using him as an example, but this is basically something that's worldwide, like, you know what I mean? So support the cause.
And if it can happen to John, it can happen to anybody out there in Happy Monkey world. So we have to stand up and defend people that are trying to do positive things in this industry, if we all want to continue the path in this industry and don't want us to be future victims of propaganda and false imprisonment.
Yeah, that's for sure. You know what also people could do is we don't want this happen again. So we have to educate our police department. We have to educate the senators. We have to educate the DA on this. You know, they have to know this is a legal law, right? How come these people are not educated on it? They're supposed to enforce the law. How come we have to teach the law? Right? That's a little crazy.
It's a little unscrupulous.
But we have to teach them, because this is not the only time. It's going to keep happening. I don't see this stopping anytime soon.
So what do you think, aside from your situation, Jen, in general, what do you think about the current state of the cannabis industry and the CBD industry?
One, I think they should legalize cannabis already. I think they should stop fucking around. Get it legal. Be a lot less problems. It's medicine for people, right? I've seen people with really bad issues with pain or even cancer that use cannabis, regular THC, and their cancer disappears. Why keep away a medicine that actually works, right? There's a good and a bad. Now, everybody, since this got medically legal, everybody's sick, everybody needs a card. Well, there's actually legitimate people that need legitimate cards, that need their medicine, right? Weed never killed nobody, right? Weed never hurt nobody, right? So it's better than alcohol. It's better than cigarettes. Let people do what the fuck they want.
But it's Schedule 1 in the federal guidelines.
Yeah, and it's crazy. It's right next to heroin.
It's next to heroin.
That's crazy.
It's very crazy.
Why is it? Here's my thoughts on it. You might think I'm wearing a tin hat or something, right? Or one of those crazy conspiracy theories. They knew exactly what marijuana was 60 years ago. They knew the medicinal uses of it, right? They knew it works as a medicine, right? And the powers that be that don't want you having a natural medicine, they run propaganda materials on it, right? Remember, I don't know if you guys are, this is your brain on drugs with the egg crack. If you smoke marijuana, it's going to turn you into a rapist. The reefer madness.
Reefer madness.
So that was already
gateway
drugs. Yeah. So that was already them scaring us away from it. Right, that they knew what it was. They knew it was a medicine. How come hemp was illegal? Does that even fucking make sense to you? Right, because they knew hemp has medicinal uses. They knew you can make plastic from hemp. They knew you can make
concrete,
everything from hemp. Doesn't even make sense to me. So that's the propaganda machine working. Right, they need to legalize it. There'll be a lot less people in jail. Right. With the Kratom, the Kratom company I have, you know what they do with the Kratom? What they say about the Kratom? Again, propaganda machine. It's killing people. People are getting salmonella poisoning. There's 35 deaths in 1 month from Kratom, which is bullshit.
Everything in their power to demonize it.
Exactly. Same thing with marijuana. I think it just needs to be legal. I think right now what's going on with the CBD world is a little ridiculous, because everybody and their mother is selling CBD now, and a majority of CBD that's on the market is not actually what you think it is. It's like stem and seed oil. There's a lot of real good CBD out there. Just gotta find it. You know, with my company, what we do is we only extract from buds, the flower, and that's where the real medicine's out. I'll bring it back to like people smoking weed. You're not gonna smoke a stem and the seed. You're gonna throw it away. Same thing when it comes to CBD. You only want the flower, right? A lot of the CBD out there is this really light, looks like water almost. CBD should not look like water. CBD should not be tan. It should be dark. Like, I gave you some of my CBD.
Of course, it was amazing.
You take 3 tiny drops, and that's all you need, right?
I was actually going to ask you for a refill. I need some.
I got some in my car. I'll give you another one. So
it's like a good friend of mine that's a lawyer in the cannabis industry. I remember I asked him the same question I asked you. He said, well, Vlad, everybody's illegal in the cannabis industry because it's federally illegal. So even people that own dispensaries, every person in the industry is all illegal because it's not legal under federal law. So there's no reason for anybody to be demonizing anybody because nobody's completely legal.
No.
Well, hemp is federally legal.
But hemp,
of course. But I'm just trying to say, he's just trying to say in general. You know what I mean? Like these they have like these terms: black market, gray market, white market. But
No,
he's like,
it's all market.
the whole market is Schedule 1 federally legal.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
No matter what your state tells
It's
you.
crazy. They should just make it legal already. Just leave everybody the fuck alone.
I think that's coming on the horizon in the near future because
I wish it was that simple, man. But we all know what it is that it's big business. So it's a lot of details in between and all this other shit, between law, business, and
Of course, it's money.
activism.
It's money.
But I'm optimistic that right now we live in a very transparent world due to the internet, that right now, it's like a global cannabis revolution going on, and it's going to be hard for them to put out that fire.
Everybody want weed now.
Yeah. It's
Absolutely.
everywhere. Look, alcohol is legal, right? Cigarettes are legal, right? Alcohol and cigarettes kill more people than a war every year. Right? How come these things are legal, but the marijuana is illegal? Does that make sense to you?
Nah,
Like they're doing with the vape pens right now, right? Vape pens killing everybody.
I think it comes down. I think it comes down to what you said. Sometimes I really believe deep up in my heart because, me and Ramon talks to people from all walks of life and all kinds of people that are in society, and I really believe that what you mentioned is very important. It's the lack of education. Some of them were taught this when they were young, and they really believe it, and they don't know any better. So it's our job through what little we know to help them understand what it's really going on, the medical benefits, the parameters, what the current status quo is, to get them to come around, because I think that some of it is just blind trust, that they just believe that this thing is bad without even really
a lot of
getting
people
into
just
it.
don't know the basic 101s of things. And honestly, until not too long ago, me and him just learned the 101s of things. You know what I mean? Of CBDs and the endocannabinoids and all that stuff. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Just that we were open because we were smokers, but imagine people that never smoked ever. So they definitely don't have a clue about what's going on this side of things.
Well, here's what happens, all right? These people that don't want marijuana, they plant a seed in these people's heads, right? That it's bad. And they keep implanting and then watering that seed so it grows and grows and grows. And then when someone comes by and says, well, that plant you're growing is not a real plant, it's fucked up. It's hard for them to understand that plant is not real. Reason being because it's been growing for such a long time in their heads, right? Yeah. They don't know what's wrong and right. So it's a lot of education, like you said.
It's a lot of education, and I just feel like it's a lot of education needed as far as like the older folks. Yeah, because the young kids don't care about weed. You know what I mean? Yeah. Even if they're not educated about the whole CBD, but the old folks are empowered. You know, so they need to be educated like immediately. Because the young kids out there smoking like out the closet, so to speak. You know what I mean? Everybody's out the closet as far as weed and the youth and. But the older folks right now that are in power and that hold the bills, the laws.
Well, they need to be more educated. They need to actually sit down and do research and actually learn more. They can't be like, oh my God, it's the devil's lettuce. Don't fucking bring it next to me.
The devil's lettuce. That's such an old phrase, right? Like
you can know my age now.
But there's people still saying that now, and they mean it.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Just legalize it. Leave it the fuck alone. If marijuana is Schedule 1, how come alcohol isn't Schedule 1? How come cigarettes aren't Schedule 1? How come half these other shits aren't Schedule 1? What's the biggest drug in the world? Sugar. Right? Sugar kills more people than most people think. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Diabetes, all these other diseases, they all come from this food, right? The FDA approves these certain chemicals in your food, right? All these processed foods. And those chemicals, they say, well, very little bit of it is not going to hurt you, but if you eat a lot of it, it's going to cause you cancer, right? What if that motherfucker eats the same food every day for months, for years? So what happens? They build that chemical up in their system. And that's why everybody's getting cancer these days, right? All this processed food. They approve these chemicals, but they won't approve something natural.
Yeah.
It's a different ball game these days. It's
crazy.
So it's time for the $1 million question, my brother John. We ask every guest that's ever been on the boulevard on a Happy Monkey, if you had to describe Happy Monkey in one word, the brand, the movement, the podcast, everything you know about it, what would that one word be, John?
The future.
The future. Whoa, you like that one, Hunter, huh? You like that one?
Why the future?
Because this is our future eventually, right? You'll be able to go in a place and smoke weed and not be bothered, right? You're able to go a place and do whatever you need to do and not be bothered, right? This is the future. This is what's going to be a year, 2 years, 3 years from now. But it's happening now. You're getting people adapted to what's going to happen later on. I can't smoke weed, unfortunately. I smoke weed, I get very uncomfortable. If I took a hit right now, I'll be sitting in the corner and I won't say a word. But it helps people, right?
A lot.
It does help people.
Especially in this stressful city we live in.
This is the most stressful city in the fucking world. Look at my life.
For real.
John, so it's been an honor and a pleasure. We want to thank you for coming to share your thoughts and, help us understand the situation that happened to you and all your positive, attributes to this industry and to society. You're always a friend and a brother. We really, you have our full support.
Us for a while,
and you have our full support. You know what I mean? And like I said, the truth will set you free, and good things happen to good people. You had good intentions, so we're sure here on the boulevard that things will work out in your favor.
Yes, sir, my brother.
Thanks, Vlad. Thanks for having me, everybody.
Yes, sir, my brother.
Much love here on the boulevard from Ramon and Vlad, everybody. It was very, very awesome talking to Mr. John right here on the boulevard on the Happy Monkey Podcast tonight, everybody. It was awesome. One more round of applause. Thank you, John. Honor and a pleasure. Any last words for the people, John?
Just keep us in your prayers. Make as much noise as you can until this case gets dismissed. Make sure you have evidence of everything you do these days. Thank God for electronic. It's good and it's bad electronic days, but thank God we have all the evidence that backs us up. Call your senator, call the mayor of New York, let them know how you feel about the situation. Right? Call everybody, sign that paper. And just be very wary of what you do today. You never know. Your life can change in a heartbeat. So enjoy your life every day.
Every day, everybody. Yes, sir. One more time as we step off, everybody. We don't do it for the clout. We do it for the culture. Ramon and Vlad, Happy Monkey Podcast on the Boulevard. Peace.
What's good, everybody? This is your nigga Ralph, trying to keep you fresh with the info from Happy Monkey every single podcast. You already know what it is. If you haven't followed us yet, follow us on Instagram at HappyMunkey_ or Happy Monkey Goodies. Now remember, that's monkey with a U. Also, if you haven't checked us out, we're on YouTube, so check out our channel, Happy Monkey TV. Keep us current, live, and everything with the culture.